Hi and welcome to Bible Quiz Channel. Do you think you have what it takes to master the Bible? Subscribe now and let's find out. Question 1. According to the Bible, who should we give thanks to on Thanksgiving? A. God. B. Ourselves. C. Family and friends. And D. Nature. Time to think. The answer is letter A. Thanksgiving is a time to give thanks to God for His blessings and provision. Which book of the Bible encourages us to give thanks to the Lord? A. Proverbs. B. Psalms. C. Ecclesiastes. And D. Isaiah. Time to think. The answer is letter B. The book of Psalms is full of verses that emphasize giving thanks to the Lord, who hosted a great feast of thanksgiving after returning from Babylonian exile. A. Ezra. B. Nehemiah. C. Esther. And D. Mordecai. Time to think. The answer is letter D. Nehemiah 12:27-43. Nehemiah hosted a great feast of thanksgiving upon returning to Jerusalem from Babylonian exile. Which biblical figure offered sacrifices of thanksgiving after surviving a great flood? A. Jonah. B. Moses. C. Noah. And D. Abraham. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Genesis 8:20-22. After surviving the great flood, Noah offered sacrifices of thanksgiving to God, who prayed and gave thanks to God despite being thrown into a den of lions. A. Daniel. B. Shadrach. C. Meshach. And D. Abednego. Time to think. The answer is letter A. Daniel 6:10. Daniel prayed and gave thanks to God even while facing the threat of being thrown into a den of lions. Which biblical character said, "In everything, give thanks"? A. David. B. Solomon. C. Paul. And D. Isaiah. Time to think. The answer is letter C. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. The Apostle Paul encouraged believers to give thanks in everything in his letter to the Thessalonians. In the Old Testament, who offered sacrifices of thanksgiving as a way to fulfill a vow? A. Job. B. Samuel. C. Jephthah. And D. Gideon. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Judges 11:30-31. Jephthah offered sacrifices of thanksgiving to fulfill a vow he had made to God. Which biblical figure gave thanks to God through singing and playing musical instruments? A. Moses. B. Solomon. C. Miriam. And D. Elijah. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Exodus 15:20-21. Miriam, the sister of Moses, led the Israelites in giving thanks to God through singing and playing tambourines after crossing the Red Sea. In the New Testament, what did Jesus do before multiplying the loaves and fish to feed the crowd? A. He wept. B. He prayed and gave thanks. C. He scolded the disciples. And D. He performed a miracle. Time to think. The answer is letter B. Matthew 14:19. Before multiplying the loaves and fish to feed the crowd, Jesus prayed and gave thanks to God. In which book of the Bible is the first mention of a Thanksgiving celebration? A. Genesis, B. Exodus, C. Leviticus, and D. Deuteronomy. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Leviticus 7:12. Moses mentioned a peace offering that is offered for a thanksgiving. Who wrote the majority of the Psalms, many of which are songs of thanksgiving? A. Moses, B. Solomon, C. Isaiah, and D. David. Time to think. The answer is letter D. King David is traditionally attributed to writing the majority of the Psalms found in the book of Psalms in the Bible. Many of these Psalms are songs of thanksgiving and praise to God. The answer is letter D. King David is traditionally attributed to writing the majority of the Psalms found in the book of Psalms in the Bible. Many of these Psalms are songs of thanksgiving and praise to God. The answer is letter D. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Thessalonians, encourages believers to give thanks in all circumstances, emphasizing the importance of gratitude in their faith. In the book of Exodus, what was the name of the song that Moses and the Israelites sang as a song of thanksgiving after crossing the Red Sea? A. The Song of David. B. The Song of Solomon. C. The Song of Miriam, and D. The Song of Isaiah. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Exodus 15:20-21. The song of thanksgiving that Moses and the Israelites sang after crossing the Red Sea is often referred to as the Song of Miriam. Miriam, the sister of Moses, led the women in singing and playing tambourines to give thanks for their deliverance. Which Old Testament prophet offered a prayer of thanksgiving after being saved from the belly of a great fish? A. Jonah, B. Isaiah, C. Jeremiah, and D. Ezekiel. Time to think. The answer is letter A. Jonah 2:1-10. The Old Testament prophet Jonah offered a prayer of thanksgiving after being swallowed by a great fish and later being delivered from it. In the Gospel of John, who thanked God for providing a meal of barley loaves and fish that fed over 5,000 people? A. Peter, B. James, C. Jesus, and D. Andrew. Time to think. The answer is letter C. John 6:10. Jesus then took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. In the Gospel of Matthew, who sang a hymn of thanksgiving and praise with Jesus after the Last Supper? A. John the Baptist, B. Peter, C. James, and D. Jesus and his disciples. Time to think. The answer is letter D. Matthew 26:30. Jesus and his disciples sang a hymn of thanksgiving and praise together after the Last Supper, just before they went to the Mount of Olives. At the Last Supper, what items of food and drink did Jesus give thanks for? A. Honey and milk. B. Fishes and water. C. Bread and wine. And D. Locusts and nectar. Time to think. The answer is letter C. Luke 22:17-19. He took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, This is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. Out of the 10 lepers Jesus healed, what nationality was the one who returned to thank him? A. Jew. B. Samaritan. C. Roman. And D. Assyrian. Time to think. The answer is letter B. Luke 17:15-16. One of them, when he saw he was healed, came back, praising God in a loud voice. He threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him, and he was a Samaritan. Where was Jonah when he prayed to God with the voice of thanksgiving? A. Nineveh. B. On board a ship heading for Tarshish. C. Tarshish. And D. In the fish's belly. Time to think. The answer is letter D. Jonah 2:1-9. Jonah prayed to the Lord his God from the fish's belly. Jonah was still in the belly of the fish, but he knew it was enough that the Lord had heard his cry. You heard my voice. Who gave thanks to the Lord when they saw the baby Jesus? A. Herod. B. Anna the prophetess. C. The shepherds. And D. Simeon. Time to think. The answer is letter B. Luke 2:36-38. Coming up to them at that very moment, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to the redemption of Jerusalem. Thank you for joining us on this Bible quiz. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content like this. Stay tuned for our next challenge, and may your journey with the scriptures continue to inspire and uplift you. God bless.